Yeah, we got to talk about this. And before y'all come at me in the comments, this is a personal testimony as someone who has dated outside of my race. Plenty, okay? A lot of y'all like what you see when you date a black woman. You love the beauty of black women, which I can't blame you. You love the aesthetic. You love how different we are. You love our bodies. But the problem is a lot of y'all don't even like black people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Bro, where are my black women at that have dated white men? Because y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Hello lovelies, welcome to today's episode. When we try to hear these black women are coming out to expose their white men which are racist, the way they've been struggling a lot. This is the downfall some people don't want to talk about in interracial couples, marriages. When you try to hear this time around, the way they are trying even to say things you wouldn't think exist in their lives, this is something really bad and scaring. People need to be very careful. Guys, let's get to hear them very well. Drop your thought in the comment section. Then we'll come back with more commentaries.
The black women who have literally experienced being called the N-word by the white man that they're dating. Let's talk about white men that have literally had children by black women, but can't stand black people. Why do y'all do that? It honestly, I'm discombobulated because make it make sense. Hold up, let me do some math real quick. Yeah, it's not adding up because how you gonna date somebody and then just pretend the whole time like you really mess with them and fuck with them, and whole time you racist as hell, can't stand me. True story. I have a friend who's half white. She says her dad is a stone cold racist. When I say this white man hates it that his daughter identifies as a black woman, explain that to me, please. I want to know. Get in the comments and explain it to me, because y'all been doing this shit since slavery and even before then. Yeah, because we haven't forgotten. We ain't forgot. So y'all need to stop. If y'all really aren't down for black culture and black people, stop dating us, because it's actually very disrespectful and it's hurtful. And I'm not with it. So stop. You love the aesthetic.
I really don't know why you're asking this question. Understand that you are a fetish. You are a fantasy to them. You know, you need to go and do research on people like Sarah Bartman. They like the way we moved. They like the way our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers moved during days of slavery. They like the way we did things. We like the way we looked. We like the way that they liked the way we smelled. They liked our skin. And then they used to catch us and grape us. The difference now is in 2023 is that you're willingly allowing them. Yeah? Nothing's changed, honey. Because if you are your ancestors, so are they.
White men.
Girl, right here. Let me preface this with the fact that I was young and impressionable, and I allowed a lot of stuff that I should not have allowed to happen to me from people that I should not have even allowed in my energy. Y'all literally date us, and y'all don't like black people. And y'all show it in the way that y'all treat us. Every time we get in an argument, you want to say, oh, you just like them other. And it's like, I had that happen to me once. He said that and I popped off on him. I did. But look, I was unhealed then. I'm healed now. I can just walk away. But listen, let me tell you something. We're not going to talk about that. You get in this relationship with us because you like the idea of us, but you don't like us. You don't love us. This happens a lot with a lot of really, really racist white men getting in relationships with black women just so that they can be like, oh, I dated a black girl once, if they get called out for being racist.
Word by the white man that they're dating.
Yes, let's talk about Because the one thing is missing in this whole conversation is that black women who end up with racist white men are anti-black themselves. It means that they ignored all the signs. Because I'm sorry, as a black woman, you know when somebody is racist. You know when they're anti-black. And it has nothing to do with ethnicity, because there are black men who are anti-black. But of course it hits different when your palm-colored partner calls you the N-word bitch. And I'm sorry, he's probably said it before in front of you about somebody else, but you thought you were different. You ignored every microaggression, be it what his grandma said at the fucking family dinner, because she's too old, don't worry about it. Babe, ignore those people who are being like totally shitty towards you. It's probably because you're so beautiful. He distracted you with the gifts and paying the bills, the things that you're not used to, right? Not to mention that so many black women have been bred into struggle love, not believing the value in themselves. They allow any man to devalue them. It just hits different when they happen to be palm colored. I have dated out since I was like 16 years old. So my dating career is pretty vast. And not once has anybody called me out of my name, made a racial slur, like whatever. Not once. Because I don't play that shit. And we all see the signs in any man that there is going to be a problem. We just ignore it. So if you ended up with a racist partner, it's because you need to unpack the anti-blackness in yourself that allowed you to ignore every effing sign that he gave you, that he was going to eventually turn that shit on you. As black women, we know. And I know it's like, I have seen black women in these relationships and how they justified until they realized what it was doing to them. And I actually talk about this on my YouTube channel, why some black women stay in relationships with palm-colored men, even though it's not serving them anymore, because it's more embarrassing to get out of these relationships because everybody was like, girl, ew, what you doing with a white man? And you had been boosting this motherfucker up and telling all of the stories of how he did this and how he did that, but you had been dealing with the microaggressions the whole entire time. So this just ain't on him, sis. It's on the shit that's in the women too. Because I can tell you right now, I would drown this man in tomato sauce if he come at me wrong.
Identifies as a black.
The reason why they do that is because the point is to erase ethnicity through breeding, through mixing, right? They did it with the natives, right? They try to whitewash them out, right? Literally erase the race through coming together and making a child. So yeah, it offends him that she identifies as black because she's half white too. She should be more proud to be white. She should embrace the whiteness. It's a part of assimilation. It's a part of literally ethnic cleansing. That's all it is. That's all it is. And the fact that you identify as black and not white means the likelihood of you breeding out your ethnicity through your children and their lineage, or socially identifying with blackness in America, considering what that means for whiteness. Yeah, that's too woke. You can be a what they said, a N-word lover, right? And get with a black woman and procreate with her, but you're really not supposed to love the N-words. So that's just what it is. It's just another form of eugenics. Also, just to note, because whiteness views black pride or the acceptance and self-love of black folks as a direct opposition and competition to white superiority or white power. It's also why there's a rejection a lot of times that you'll see with white parentage towards their mixed children. It's a battle of power and dominance and assimilation, getting your numbers up, right? It's what we're seeing, with the revoking of abortion rights, right? Which is, we know, black and brown folks, we know it ain't about us. They'll kill our babies in a minute. They don't care about our babies, right? It's to what? It's to get the white majority up again so that it stays there for the next 50, 11, 100 years, right? That is the point, right? So, of course, he's got a problem with his daughter identifying as half black or more as more black than she is white, because whiteness is often, especially in America, you can easily translate this to other European countries that have colonized across the globe. But speaking to whiteness in America, blackness is in direct opposition with white power and white superiority. So the fact that I don't even want to assimilate with that or be associated with that at all, that's like a slap in the face.
Dated outside of my race.
Something that I have learned, that I learned the hard way when it comes to dating a white guy, is that sometimes they want to date in secret. You can't meet their family or friends. And if you look at their Facebook profile, everything about black people they can't stand. They'll have Confederate flags up. They'll have what their family and friends really look like. And they're all white. And usually they're very racist. But sometimes with white guys, they have this fetish behind closed doors of being with black women because they're listening to the music, they're watching the TV shows, and they're reading the books, and all this other stuff. And there's something about a black woman's aesthetic that just makes some white men just melt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the experience I had with a white guy was when his girlfriend had broke up with him, and she didn't like black people. So what he did was he said, let me go out and get somebody that'll make her jealous. So he ended up dating me. Right now, I got caught up in a whole other storm of stuff, but this is the thing. It's like, he felt like it's okay for him to wear black designer clothes, but I can't do it. It's okay for him to wear Beats by Dre, but I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to the point where he felt like he was more deserving of what he had because he was a white person, and he felt like, oh, well, I can't have more than him, do more than him, excel more in life than him. And it got to that point. So I had to cut him off completely. I mean, this wasn't recent or anything. This was like maybe a couple years ago. But I've learned since then because, I wanted to experience that journey on my own. I didn't want to listen to people tell me, what's going to happen, what they're going to say. But sometimes this woman is not kidding. She's telling the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. But before you go out, just make sure you know what you're getting into when it comes to tying your heart into somebody else's. Because it's no joke when they get to flying with that N-word and they feel like they have every right to say it, that they're down for black people, so why can't they say it? Some people have more respect than others, but oh my God. I'm so glad I got over
The N-word by the white man that they're dating.
Yeah, no, if that happened to me, it would be Bama Brawl too. Let's talk about interracial dating as a black woman. First of all, I don't know why y'all date outside of your race and instantly think that it's going to be completely better. I've dated outside of my race a lot because historically that has been the only people in my DN. Also, can we talk about the fact that you can be black and in a black relationship and your partner's anti-black? Like if you got 3 shades darker, your partner would leave you. Because that is a thing that happens. I dated a black woman darker than me one time for like 2 weeks. And she said that she usually light-skinned women. So yeah, let's not forget about colorism. Every single white person has at least a little bit of anti-blackness in them. I don't care if they've been decolonizing themselves for decades. There's always gonna be a little bit in there. For the purposes of this video, we're just gonna talk about white men. So you have the men who will date black women, but they are colorblind, meaning they deny anything racial whatsoever. They don't even want to consider your race in the relationship. Don't date these men. And also, when you're looking to date a person outside of your race, you have to intentionally try to trigger them. You have to intentionally say very radical beliefs when it comes to race, so so you can see what their real viewpoints are. I now hate the term white fragility, but you want to trigger their white fragility because you don't want to end up in the relationship sunken place. The relationship sunken place is when you're dating a non-black person, usually a white person, and you're in love with this person now, and then they say something racist. So you have the ones that are going to negate race completely. Then you have the ones who are showing up to all the events. They're protesting in the street. They say things like, oh, well, as a white man, like I understand my privilege. These be the same problematic men with the problematic spicy interests. They be the ones who have Black Lives Matter in their bio, but they also be watching problematic adult videos. And just because you really like the parents doesn't mean the parents aren't racist. Also, you have to understand your own safety within these relationships. You know that man who's walking around here crying because his snowflake wife called the police on him? Yeah, don't be that person. So if you're a black woman and you're dating a white man, you have to understand their privilege is here and yours is down here. You can't even see it, can you? So when shit goes wrong in the relationship and you want to pop off, but he has more power than you and he's going to use it against you, you have to vet interracial relationships very, very carefully when you are the person who has less privilege. I know we want to sit here and be like, oh, well, it's all love. No.
A lot of y'all don't even like black.
What she's talking about, I know firsthand. You wanna know why? Because my youngest son's father is white. And although we were best friends for 3 years prior to us having relations and producing our son, he knew what color I was. And it was fine when we were having the relations. But once I got pregnant, he flipped the script. His entire family, they don't like me. And they won't accept him because his mama is black. He has no relationship with his grandparents on that side. The only person that he actually talks to is his half brother, who's 14, who has to sneak and contact his brother because they want nothing to do. They don't want him to have contact with my son. My son has been called the N-word by that side of the family, and I will not let my child ever go over there to see those people. Ever. He knew what color I was when he got with me. My color did not change. Yeah. So I know what she's talking about, because there are some white men who fetishize about us black women, but they don't like us. So be careful.
White man hates it that his.
Now, social media has urged a lot of impressionable young black women to explore and date outside their race, like date outside of race, and, you know, just see what's out there. And while I think that's all fine and dandy, and you should find love wherever love finds you, you need to be careful about the interracial dating. Because anti-blackness is prevalent in every single fucking corner in this world. I'm sorry, it just is. And those who travel enough will pick up on it. These are the same idiots who will be like, well, how can he be racist when he's dating me? Look at how look at how your partner, your non-black partner, is talking about other black people. Pay attention to that. Because you might just end up being the next token Negro. And those same non-black people who are anti-black as get to play the, well, how can I be racist when my girlfriend, my partner, my best friend is black? Because you guys let that shit slide and you hold us back. It's pick-me-ism in dating. And it's pathetic behavior, and I'm sorry. I do have a tough time empathizing with some of y'all. You know, if somebody says something racist and foul to you the first time and it jumps out, shame on the other person. But if you continuously let somebody say racist shit to you and you procreate with them, you deserve it. I really can't sympathize with you guys. Same people want to get on this internet and cry about, oh, like, my boyfriend, he will call me a nigger. And like, do you...
When you try to hear these black women, the way they are talking a lot about their interracial marriages, this is something people need to take care of, to understand. You can't tell how these people are living with this side of the story they don't want to say, and yet it is something really scary and painful. You have a partner, he forced you to agree that he would call you any word whenever he wants, and you agree to live with it, and yet you know the meaning of each and everything. When you are choosing to go in interracial couples, marriages, relationship, people need to be very careful. You are allowed to go wherever you are in any less, but in the early age of relationship, people need to learn, to observe some signs, to ask a lot of questions. If you are getting to know this partner, just try to learn him, his behavior. Try to check if he has some racial words or things he always talk about black people. Try to understand or ask him about his ex. If there was a black girl or a woman, try to understand the reason why they broke up. Maybe it will help you in one way or the other. Ask him about their families, if they are racist or not. Don't be naive. Don't think that because you are dating a white man, you have made it. You have just made something supernatural other people couldn't do. These are the people like other people. Why would you choose your life to be at risk, to be always be taken as granted because you don't want to break up with that person? How could you live with someone who will show you that they never like black people in general, and you are keep sitting there? Even if when you want to learn a lot about that person, try to provoke him so that maybe you could create a small argument, and you see when he get angry, the way he managed using his tongues, the word he used, each and everything, try to observe. When you started to see some behavior, some true colors telling a lot about black people whenever he is mad, take a note about it. You are going to know the kind of person you are entering in a relationship with. Don't be so quick to say, no, my white man is a nice person. I never seen something bad on him. These are the propaganda. People don't want me to date him. I don't understand. Me, each and every one of us, we are happy. I don't care about his family. No. If you are saying you don't care about his family, remember, without his family, how are you going to live alone with someone when you are cutting off his family? It's not going to work. Most of these white men, they like their family, their moms more than anything else, because they are the first advisors. And you are saying, no, when I tell him to stop each and everything to do with their family, he's going to do it. He may choose to do it in a short period, but whenever things change, he's going to show you their true colors. No wonder when you see these black women came out to say, please, 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 you need to be very careful before you start this relationship, because there is a lot of scary things you are going to meet in case you meet the wrong partner. It's not going to work for you. Imagine this black woman was saying, if you don't like black people, why would you choose to date them? And some white people, even in these days, they are trending all over. We are obsessed with black women, their beauty, their magic, their this and that. When someone is obsessed with you, when someone is attracted with you, the physical appearance, your heart, it doesn't mean he will never have any anti-blackness in him. If someone is trying to say, me, I'm a good, and don't have anything to do with black people, and yet that person is saying, see that black people, see that black man, see that black girl. What's the meaning of that? It doesn't even make any sense. We are saying something like this. It doesn't mean all white men are bad. No. We still have white men who are very nice, who are kind, who have a heart of human, who never have these things of racism in them, who are there always to fight for their partner no matter what. But we have other people who would do anything to harm you because you are people of color. No wonder we are saying choose whoever you want to be with, but at the same time be very careful. Now see this story. See the sacrifice these women choose to pass through in the name of saying, I'm dating a white man. I don't want my fellow women to see that we broke up. Let me be patient. Let me allow him to call me any word. And yet you know the meaning of that word. You know who are supposed to call you that name and who are not supposed to call it to you. If you are saying with someone, whenever he got mad, he started to say, "Are you black people, you are like that. You black people, you are messy, you are dirty. I don't like you. I don't like your hair. I don't like each and everything on you." And yet you are keep staying with the same man who doesn't even like your kids, who doesn't even recognize them as white kids or as his own kids. Whenever you start to argue, you say, "Get out with your black kids. I don't want to see you anymore in my house." And you are still sitting there that you have already reconciled, you are still together in the name of saying, I can't break up because of my kids. Let me just be patient with this toxic relationship. Better to be with a black man who is not going to call you names more than to be with someone who never valued you, no matter what you would do for him. No matter any sacrifice you will do for him, he will never see you as a person of value. You have heard these black women that are saying some white people, they will choose to date black women in a way of fetish. They have a lot. Guys, let me know what you think, because these things sometimes, it's really scaring. It's really something, sometimes when you hear a story like this, you will say, no. I'm not going to encourage someone to date out of his lace, or maybe they need to think twice before doing it. Guys, let me know what you think on this story. Drop your thought in the comment section. Thank you for watching. See you in my next episode. Bye.